All right, so I'm Joe. I'm with the BOGO Method, and tonight I have a really special treat. This is my son, Jameson. Jameson, how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
All right, fantastic. And Jameson came to me the other day and he said, "Hey, Dad, I really want to learn the BOGO Method." And Jameson, what year are you in high school?
I'm a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. So I thought, hey, you know what? We should document how Jameson does using the BOGO Method and just see what his journey is and see if we can learn anything from him. Jameson, go ahead and tell me, why do you want to learn the BOGO Method? Why don't you want to get a job like a 16-year-old?
I don't job. I feel like just waste my time. Like if I could get the BOGO Method, I could make some real money, maybe put that towards my college.
Okay.
Just live a better life overall.
Better life. So do you have anything in specific that you like? I know you like super high-end cars. You like girls. What else?
I do. I really want to pursue my camera journey again. I used to have a really nice camera.
Yeah.
Maybe get like a new e-bike. Those are really fun right now.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good for you. So Jameson, tell me, what is the real why that you want to do this? I'm in real estate. Obviously, I think you have an idea what I do for a living, but I have definitely tried not to steer you into real estate. I've definitely tried to say, hey, you need to do whatever you want to do. So tell me, do you like real estate? Do you think you like real estate? Or why the BOGO Method? Why not another course online? Tell us about that.
So I've seen what you can do with real estate, like how much you've made and how like greater my life has become as you came here. As we moved from California because you're doing so well in real estate. And it just really interests me, like all the processes you go through, what it looks like from start to finish, and having something that you can build off just like from the ground up, literally, and just see a full, complete form.
Okay, so Jameson, are there any fears you have? Are you scared of anything in trying to do this?
A little bit. I feel like it's gonna be hard, or not really scared of failing, but not really. I don't really. No.
Okay, so you are scared. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Like you might have a little. Would you call it fear, or are you just like nervous?
I'm more just nervous.
Nervous? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that. That's understandable. Anytime you start something new, it's nervous. How do you think people will take you seriously? Do you think people will hear you when you talk to them about doing the BOGO Method? Now, I haven't shown you the BOGO Method, right?
Yeah. Not yet.
Officially, I haven't shown it to you. You've seen me just do deals. So that's how you know I do it. So what do you think about that? Do you think people are going to take you seriously?
I think in the beginning, they won't take me seriously, but I take myself very seriously. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take very seriously. So I think they will eventually.
Okay, that's great news. That's great. Let's ask another question here. So when you think about doing a deal and all of the steps, you've gotten to see me do the steps in doing a deal. What do you think is going to be the hardest part? Because we have the part where we find the deal. We have the part where we do the numbers and we make sure a deal is a deal, right? Because otherwise we don't waste our time.
Yes.
And then we have the part where we find the money for the deal, and then the part where we fix the deal, and then where we sell the deal. What do you think? Pick two that you think you're a little nervous about or that you're a little unsure about. What do you think?
I think finding the money is probably going to be the hardest. I know you're really good at that, so I have total faith. I think that might be hard.
So let's talk about that for a second. Finding the money. I think a lot of people, or I know a lot of people when I talk to people, they get really hung up on it. But it's really actually very easy once you know the process and the system. So do you think a money person's going to take you serious on this?
I think they will because it's their profession. So I think they take their job very seriously. So they see like your background and what I'm coming from. I think they will.
Okay, good. Okay. Do you think you'll have a hard time asking anyone for money?
I think in my head I will, but actually doing it, I don't think I will.
You don't think so? Okay, good. Okay, and then what's another thing in the process that you're a little bit skittish on?
Building it, I know there can be or fixing it up. I know there can be a lot of issues with that. Right. So I think that might be hard.
Okay, and what about that makes you think it might be hard?
Just the amount of problems that you can run into. Like obviously you're gonna have a set plan, but you can't expect that to go 100% all the time. So I think figuring out how to fix the little hiccups along that part, I think that's probably going to be the hardest.
Okay, fair enough. Let's ask another question here. And this is a really good question because I can still remember my first deal. And I remember I was a little bit older than you when I did my first deal. And I was very nervous. What about you? What are you nervous about?
Like the whole thing, like first doing it, I don't really know what I'm fully getting myself into. Obviously, I gotta have a little bit of confidence, but I'm definitely a little bit nervous here.
Okay, so you're nervous about just starting?
Yeah, like the whole process. I think once I start to get the ball rolling, it's going to become easier and easier.
Okay.
But I think starting is probably going to be like
Okay. That's fair enough. And then what do you think is going to be the best part of this process?
definitely the finish.
Why the finish?
Because you can see all your hard work come together, and then you get the money after, and you get the reward. So,
Yes, you do get the money. You do
Yeah.
get paid. Okay. Is there anything else that you're excited about?
like finishing my first deal, like I think that's gonna be really great. But I also think starting it, because that's gonna mark the start of my journey of
Right.
really deciding
Right.
what I'm gonna do with my life and keep going with it.
Okay. Do you think you're going to enjoy this journey? You think this is something you're going to do long term, or you think this is something you're going to might be just be like, nah, this isn't for me?
No, I think it's definitely gonna be something I do long term.
Yeah.
Watching you do it, like you seem like you have stress, but you seem like you really love what you do.
Yes, I do.
And I seem to have a great interest in doing that. It
Okay.
seems pretty good.
Super cool. Super cool. You have not officially taken the BOGO course. You haven't been in there at all.
Not yet.
So just based on me and what you've seen me do, what do you think it is?
I think it's like finding a deal and either, I know there's like some properties where they're big enough where you can put them into sub properties and sell those off. So I think it could be finding a deal like that, or it's like finding a house that's in a great market with a really high potential that you're either buying and just immediately reselling or buying and fixing up and selling.
Okay. So you've seen the ones where I just buy them and then I sell them and I don't do
Yeah.
anything to them. And then
Yeah.
you've seen the ones where we buy them and really fix them. And then
Yeah.
you've seen our subdivisions, obviously.
Yes.
So if you were to summarize for the people that are watching us, what do you think the BOGO method is? Tell them.
I think the BOGO method is a great way to start your first deal because it's like a simple lineup of seems really hard, but once you go into each individual parts, I think it's going to get easier. So first you start off, you do all your research and you find a deal. So you got to find a great market and you got to find a good value home in the market. Like I said earlier, it could be a house that you immediately sell, it could be a house that you fix up, do anything like that. Then you gotta build up the money. So you gotta find investors to fund your project. Then it's actually doing it and then selling it. So it's a
Okay.
4-step process.
So
Yeah.
this particular course that we're teaching is called the BOGO method for a reason, because we call it buy one, get one. Okay.
Okay.
So we're specifically looking for properties that we are buying that we could divide off a lot.
Okay.
And you've seen me do that hundreds of times. So we're looking for properties and we're only looking at those properties. And the reason being is because a lot of other people out there who are looking for deals, they skip over those properties because they don't understand the numbers. They don't know how to make money with that. So we can buy deals that they can't. And that's our whole strategy, is that we're trying to not be in there boxing it out with everybody else is trying to do the same thing. We want to be in our own little ring doing our own thing, and hopefully no one notices us and we just clean up.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. So we're looking at properties where there's enough ground, it's in the right zoning, and we're going to buy the house, we're going to fix the house, or we're just going to sell it, and we're going to divide off a lot. And you know what? With that lot, what we try to do is we try to get it to where it's free. So we try to make all our money or make zero money, but we want to pay for all the expenses to divide off the lot out of the house.
Oh, okay.
And then we get the lot for free. And that is a really amazing, quick way to really generate some money. You do that, you're going to be like, woo! Yeah, so that's really cool. Jameson, tell me, what do you think the process is going to be like, the BOGO method? Do you think it's going to take a lot of time? Do you think it's going to be super hard? Do you think you'll want to quit? Tell me what you see. Because I'm going to ask you this question at the end too.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's gonna be like challenging, of course. I think it's gonna be like hard. I think finding the deal is gonna be. I know you have really good methods and ways, so I'm sure that it's gonna be a lot easier than some other people trying to do the first deal without the BOGO method. So I think it's gonna be hard in the sense that it's a lot of time and it's a lot of actual effort of truly working on it. But I think I'm gonna enjoy the process. I want to get stuff done, so I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Okay, so when you say hard, what do you mean by hard? It's going to be hard to think, or it's just going to be hard to do, or it's going to be hard to put yourself out there, which...
I think it's a little bit of all of those. Like putting
Okay.
myself out there is
Okay.
definitely one of the like more hard things for people to do. I think like finding the deals, or like what I said earlier, like getting like the hiccups. If I'm gonna divide the lot, like trying to find like the right zoning or convince the city to allow me to do that. I think like, stuff like that's going to be hard.
Okay. Hopefully, I'm just going to tell you this. Hopefully, you watch the course and you follow the course. Because I tell you what, it's going to be easier than you think. And everyone that's taken it, everyone that has done this will tell you the same thing. It's not super hard the way we do it. And it's because we do it differently than how everyone else does it. Now, what if I told you that you're going to do the sprint with me? So we offer a sprint in the course from time to time where you'll actually get an opportunity to work with me. Jameson, we're going to start. We haven't started yet. So we're going to start tomorrow. We're going to do the 7-day sprint. He's going to do that with me. If you were to look back at this in 3 months, where do you think you'll be?
I think I'll be completed with my first deal. And I think I'll be going on to my second or my third deal by then. Because I know you have a really good method.
I do.
Once I get started on my first deal, the tension's gonna build with my excitement. And once I finish it, I'm gonna be like, dude, this is awesome. This is the best way to make money.
I'm super excited for you. That's really awesome. In 3 months, we're gonna look back at this and answer this question again. Okay. Tell me, Jameson, what are you willing to give up to finish your first deal and to get the money? You have a very busy schedule. We work out at 5:30, you go to school at 7:30, you usually don't get home till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you always at least have an hour's worth of homework. You go to a really hard school. So tell me, how are you going to fit this in? How are you going to do this? Have you thought about this at all? Or what's going to happen?
I have, actually.
All right. So let's.
My first plan of action is put down the phone. I'm bad on that, but I've set restrictions on my phone already preparing for this. If I can put that down, I'm a pretty diligent worker.
So you haven't seen the BOGO method yet, but you've seen how I do it. So James, tell us, what do you think your strengths are going to be? What are you bringing to the table to do this?
A hard question.
Do you think it's going to be research? Do you think it's going to be talking to people? Do you think it's going to be organizational skills? What do you think you're going to bring that's going to make the difference for you?
I think my ability to, when I focus in, I get really focused, and my ability to talk to people, I find myself to be a really good talker. I've had other businesses, like my coaster business. I talk to a lot of people. I got really good at sales pitch, so I think that is going to be one of my biggest strengths for this.
All right, fantastic. Good answer. All right, so now this is the other side of the question. What skills do you think you're missing? What skills do you think you're going to have to figure out or bring to this equation so that you get what you want?
Okay, I think, this is my first time ever doing it, so I think this is really hard, actually.
Really?
Because I don't know what is exactly required. I have a good idea.
So you're starting out just like everybody else would?
Yeah. I don't know. This is like really hard for me. I think this is really hard.
Okay. That's okay if you don't know. It's okay not to know. Just like at home, it's okay not to know. The only thing is, what do you know you have to do?
I have to be really focused. Like, it's a 7-day sprint, like you said. So I have to make sure I'm really organized and planning. So that could be one. I tend to be a messy person by habit.
Okay.
So I think maybe my organization.
You guys hear that? Okay, fair enough. All right. That's good. Okay, so we talked about the strengths, right? And we talked about the weaknesses. So what scares you the most?
Not finishing.
Really? And why is that? Tell everybody why that scares you the most.
I've been trying to build myself up as a person. Not failing, but like giving up on myself. I think that could lead to a really bad habit when I'm older. And so not finishing, I think that's probably my biggest fear about this.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. I think that's a really solid fear to have. Because anytime you start something, the tendency is not to finish 100%. I think a lot of people will go to 95%, but then we just won't finish that 5%. So that's really good. So you know what, okay, so Jameson, you know what the method is. It's buy one, get one.
Yes.
You have an idea of what we do. So tell me, give me 1 or 2 milestones and tell me how you're gonna hold yourself accountable.
Okay, I think one milestone is definitely getting the deal, like finding the deal. And I think the next major milestone is gonna be either getting the investors' money or having the property so that I can either start working on it or split it up and sell it off.
Okay, so when you talk about having the investors' money,
not losing all their money is definitely a big one.
Okay. If you were to give someone else money to invest in a deal, what would be a couple things that you would hope that they would share with you or do?
Yeah, so what their plan of action is, of course, like what they're actually going to use.
And we teach that in the course. I know you don't know that, but okay.
Next is like how they plan to spend it. If they're buying the property or buying extra things for the property. So making sure that's a valuable use of the money. And then what their final outcome is, what they project to make. And I think that's what I would be concerned about.
Okay, there you go.
Have you ever invested money?
Yeah, I invest money all the time. I invest in deals. I invest in startups. I give money to venture capital all the time. Oh, absolutely.
Wait, so what are you worried about then when you give them out?
What I really look for is I look for someone that has a very solid plan. And I really look for someone that has experience. Now, they don't have to have all the experience, but they have to have experience in who they are and that they do what they say they're going to do. Because really what it boils down to is that you can have the best investment in the world. And if the person doesn't do what they say they're going to do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I really look for that. I'm really looking at the person first and the deal second. And then I always look at the timeline, and I also look at the market. Because I do know this too, that you can have the best deal in the world, and if it's wrong time in the market, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you're just not going to be able to sell it, right? Okay, so when you look back on this journey, what do you think you're going to be most proud of?
I think probably finishing it. Besides that, I think I'm going to be starting it and doing the sprint with you as you're my dad. So I think that's going to be really fun to look back. That was my first starting point on my first journey, was doing it together with you.
I'm looking forward to that. Absolutely.
I think that's going to be really cool.
Okay, Jameson, so we've shared a lot of things here. I'm really proud of you that you said, yes, I could post this on YouTube. So what scares you the most about being on YouTube?
Nothing really. Maybe hate comments, but I don't really let that bother me.
Okay.
I don't mind people seeing my journey. I think that's going to be really good for a lot of people. It's going to give them a lot of motivation. So I don't really have any fears about being on YouTube.
He does way better than me. I've been terrified of going on YouTube. I've been terrified of putting my course out there just because it's just not something when I was growing up, that's just not something we did. So it's a different ecosystem now.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because when I was growing up, we didn't have access to things. I remember when I started my restaurant and I was in college, it took 2 weeks to get a phone number.
2 weeks?
And it took another 2 weeks to have them turn it on in the building. Cell phones were ginormous and they'd just come out and super expensive. So they were in a bag and you carried them around. To get a phone number for a business took forever. To get an EIN number for a business, there was no internet. So you couldn't find data or anything. It was all on the phone. It took a long time to get anything done. Whereas now I can set up a business, get an EIN, get another phone number, put a dialer on it. I can do all kinds of things in an hour.
Yeah.
And that would take weeks, literally weeks. I was starting my first restaurant. It took forever. And I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, it's a wonder anyone starts a business because it takes so long and you have to do all this stuff. So just imagine not having any internet. I had no internet. I had a phone. I remember too, my restaurant, we bought ads in the phone book and it was extremely expensive. I think we were paying like $2,000 a month for our phone book ad. That's pretty good marketing now on Google or Meta or any of those. And you can target. Whereas we're just in the phone book under restaurants.
That's crazy.
Okay, so 2 last questions.
All right.
So one is, how do you want me to support you? Because there's 2 dynamics here. There's Joe the coach, and there's Dad.
I know Joe the coach, that's going to be really nice because it's going to give me like the set plan. But I was hoping like maybe if I get a little bit stuck, you can kind of help me go through that together.
That's what the 7-day sprint's for. I help everyone that I'm coaching. Are you a little nervous that I might be a little hard?
No, because I think there's been times and I think sometimes you're going to have to be a little hard on me, and I think that's going to help me actually finish the deal.
It's because I have expectations or because you have expectations?
I have great expectations for myself. I think you also expect that. I think it's a little bit of both.
And then the last question is, me being Joe the coach again, and also being Dad, what do you not want me to do?
If I have a question, yell at me, I guess. If I can't really figure something out, I'm get really stuck on something, not like getting mad at me.
Okay.
That'd be pretty high up there.
All right, Jameson, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Yes.
And we're going to see how Jameson does. So this is going to be the first video. You're going to see, you're right in the chair next to me, how this goes. We're going to post these after we make them. We don't know what the outcome is either. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you come back and watch the next episode.
Thank you.